guys, this is Lord Chael speaking on behalf of our show sponsor, Established Titles. Established Titles is a project based on a Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lords and ladies. They allow you to buy as little as 1 square foot of dedicated land so you can officially call yourself a lord or a lady. Established Titles is not just about your ego. You also get to do some good. In addition to your new fancy title, Established Titles supports global charities like One Tree Planet and Trees for the Future to help with the afforestation effort. Your title pack gets you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land in a private estate in Scotland. Your certificate features a unique plot number where you can see the exact location of your land. And right now, Established Titles is holding 200 plots of land right next to mine. So come join me in the Bad Guy Inc. Kingdom. Getting this certificate even allows you to officially change your name to Lord or Lady. Put it on your credit card, put it on your plane tickets, or if you're so inclined, put it on your dating profile. Makes for a great last-minute gift, and there's even couples packs that come with adjoining plots of land. Established Titles is having a great limited-time sale. Go to establishedtitles.com/Chael to save 10% off today. Remember to use the promo code Chael, or just click on the link below. Ariel made a comment. He said, will we ever see Stipe fight again? Now, I've got to tell you, where this popped up was on a forum, and I'm not sure it was a recent statement. Ariel could have said this 5 years ago, but hold on, I don't know if that matters. I don't know if that matters, because I'm not reporting something. Ariel had made a comment of, have we seen Stipe compete for the last time? Let's stay on that for a moment. Because Stipe is very different. His approach and what drives him is very different. He's a grounded guy. He's grounded with the fire department. He's grounded within the city that he loves. He's grounded within the family that he created. He's never been one of these guys that goes out and his motivation is somebody serving him on social media or somebody that's going to write a headline about him, right? You'll hear these fighters talk about, I do this all for the fans. This is all for you. And you sit back and go, man, you're in a really bad spot. And maybe not today, but it's coming. If everything that you're doing is for these fans that come and go, I mean, it's one of these things. You've got a really hard time in front of you, but that's never appeared to be Stipe. I don't see that. And so even when I hear this line of will we see Stipe again, let's just pretend Ariel said it today, because what difference does it make? It still adds to our conversation. Stipe versus Jon Jones is a match that the UFC was interested in. I cannot confirm anything beyond that for you. I can tell you the way that the story is currently being told, that it was for December 10th. There was going to be an interim championship that Jon Jones accepted. I can tell you that that's the way the story is being told. I can't confirm any of those things for you, because if what I just said to be true, that would also mean that Stipe then did not accept. And so then you would come down to why. Is he hurt? Is he sick? Is it something else? Is it any of our business? Will we ever know? None of those things are confirmed for us, and I'm just trying to back to a statement that Ariel made no matter how long ago of will we see Stipe again? What makes you so sure we will? I hadn't thought about it in that perspective, but when the last punch is thrown, when that cage door is closed for the last time behind Stipe Miocic, how do you guys think that's going to be revealed to us? Does Stipe seem like the kind of guy that's going to go out and bring press and make a big statement? Stipe did not go out and bring press and make a big statement when he had a pay-per-view to sell. Do you think when he rides off in the sunset that's going to be any different? I don't know. But I have seen guys that have done just that, world champions. Sean Shirk is amongst my favorite stories to tell of a main eventer, of a headliner, of a world champion who one day stopped doing it and told nobody. He never said goodbye. He just didn't book any more matches. His team and his gym and his coaches weren't sure what he's going to do. At least it would appear, because they didn't come out and tell anybody. Sean went and started his own business and was running that for years. Sean Shirk had been retired for 2+ years before he told anybody. And I thought it was awesome. And I would bet that Sean in his personal life is a very happy guy. I would think that. And I have that same perception of Stipe. When Stipe fights his last fight, it's going to look a lot like today looks. Which is, we're just not going to have seen Stipe in a while. And we're going to have to figure that out on our own. And somebody else is going to have to tell us. And once we're told and retold and told again, perhaps Stipe will confirm it. Perhaps he won't. Perhaps he will never come back and say, no, I'm done. Now, I think that we have to read some of the tea leaves. I mean, the fact that Stipe is training, the fact that Stipe has changed his physiology and put on this size. I mean, I think Stipe coming back right now is a great, great story to tell. And I think when the time comes and we get that match, I think that we are going to be able to really come out and explain to the audience why you should expect to see a different and better Stipe Miocic. I think that that's going to be a very fun time. That's what I think. But I also think that Stipe's pending retirement, which of course every day gets closer and closer, sure it does. I think that when Stipe does retire, when he does walk away, it's going to look like today looks. Which is, we're not going to be told. He's going to be a top guy. He's going to be revered. He's going to have a beautiful ranking. He's going to be of main event quality, of world title quality. And he's just not going to hand us the information. I mean, how long do you want to play that? How far do you go? I don't know that I could say that about very many other guys. I don't know there's a lot of guys that I could apply this Sean Sherk-esque or what I project to be Stipe's way of having his last moment in the sport. And if Stipe is coming back, where is he going to go? I know that we had that answer a month ago. We even had that answer 2 weeks ago. Jon Jones. Interim championship. T-Mobile Arena, December 10th. I mean, we had a lot of those pieces a couple of weeks ago. We now have none of those pieces. How certain are you, how bullish are you that Stipe's next match is opposite Jon Jones? Because now you're saying the same for Jon, that Jon's next match is going to be opposite Stipe. We've always been told that the date to figure out what Francis is going to do is December of this year, which, by the way, is upon us. It's a month away. So when we get the answer for Francis in conjunction with the healing of the knee, which equals the return of Francis, who is it going to be against? Are you certain that's going to be Stipe? Are you certain that's going to be Jon Jones? Are we certain it's going to be one of those two? Are we going to figure out which one it is by having those two, Stipe and Jon Jones, fight? I mean, are you sure of any of those things? What would a retirement of Stipe look like? How do you imagine that would go? What if the match that we're so sure that we can bring him back for that is so compelling, what is going to change? I mean, do you agree with me that we've figured it out down to two? That it's going to be Jon Jones or it's going to be Francis? Do we at least agree on that? Because if we get to the point where it's not Jon Jones or Francis, do we still get a return of Stipe? I don't think that one disqualifies. I'm just asking for you the question. I mean, I feel like I could put a Stipe versus Ciryl Gane and get more attention and get more of you into that match than Ciryl Gane versus Francis or Ciryl versus Jon. I feel like if you want to move down the list a little bit where Stipe could really serve in a meaningful role. But I also don't think that that's a new idea. I would be stunned to hear that that idea hasn't already been suggested to the parties that it matters to, and it appears that it's been turned down. I think at some point it's a very cool story. That was certainly my intent as I set out to make you this piece. I think that it's very cool. I think of all the things that Stipe has done that should be looked at and that should be studied, that should be revered. I think one of the ways that he has detached himself from the sport, the way that he's detached himself, while still caring about it and having such an incredible fire that he could motivate and dedicate his life to it, I think that that's going to serve him very well. But I also believe that when he does leave that octagon for the last time, it's going to look like and feel like what it does right now, which is we're not going to be told. And at some point, we're going to have to ask ourselves, is he coming back? That will be the first step in understanding that Stipe is gone, is we're going to have to realize a lot of time has gone by. We haven't heard from Stipe. There's nothing, oh my gosh, is he not returning? That's what we had to do with Sean Shirk. When somebody tracked him down and asked him the question, and Sean answered it. It was the first time he got asked the question, he answered. He said, I'm retired. Is this right now, right here where we are, this very discussion, is this the first step of us realizing whether or not Stipe is coming back?